The letter arrived on a Tuesday. 10 years late. Ink faded. Envelope worn. Addressed to Adaeze Okonkwo, Lagos, Nigeria. Postmarked Seoul, South Korea. 2016. She stood in her London apartment, staring at handwriting she tried to forget. Her hand shook as she opened it. Inside, words in careful English. Words that should have reached her a decade ago. Words that explained everything. My Adaeze, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. Not by choice. Never by choice. They're sending me away. My father. My family. They found out about us. About you. About the promises I made. I have 2 hours before the flight. 2 hours to tell you I love you. That I'll find my way back. That this isn't goodbye. Wait for me. Please. Wait for me. Jiho. Adaeze's vision blurred. 10 years. 10 years she'd thought he abandoned her. 10 years she'd convinced herself their summer in Seoul was just a beautiful lie. 10 years she'd tried to forget Park Jiho. And now this. Proof he'd tried. Proof he'd loved her. Proof she'd spent a decade hating the wrong person. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Seoul area code. She answered. Hello. Adaeze. That voice. Deeper. Older. But unmistakable. It's me. I'm in London. I found you. Finally. After all this time I found you. Can we talk? Please. I know I have no right. I know it's been 10 years. But please. Give me 1 hour. Let me explain everything. She should have said no. Should have hung up. Should have protected herself. Instead she heard herself whisper. Where? Do you remember what you told me? That summer? About the place you'd go in London if you ever made it here. She remembered. God help her, she remembered everything. The Tate Modern. 2nd floor. Overlooking the Thames. I'll be there in 30 minutes. He hung up. Adaeze stood frozen. 10 years collapsed into 30 minutes. 10 years of heartbreak. Of moving on. Of building a life without him. All of it about to collide with the man she'd never stopped loving. But to understand how they got here, how love became lost became mystery, how one summer in Seoul changed 2 lives forever, we need to go back. To 2016. To the moment everything began. To the day Adaeze Okonkwo arrived in Seoul for a graduate program, and met a Korean artist who would teach her that some love stories never really end. They just wait. It was raining the day she arrived in Seoul. August heat turning streets into steam. Adaeze dragged 2 suitcases through Hongdae, looking for her apartment. Google Maps was useless. Everything was in Korean. She was lost, soaked, and questioning every decision that brought her here. Excuse me? Are you okay? English. Accented but clear. Adaeze turned. Saw him for the first time. Park Jiho. 26 years old. Paint-stained jeans. Black t-shirt. Umbrella extended toward her. Dark eyes that seemed to actually see her. Not through her. Not past her. See her. I'm lost, she admitted. Looking for an apartment near Hongik University. I know the area. I'll walk you. He shouldn't have been kind. Seoul in 2016 wasn't always welcoming to black women. Adaeze had prepared herself for stares. For discomfort. For being other. She hadn't prepared for gentle kindness from a stranger with paint under his fingernails. They walked together. He held the umbrella over her, letting his own shoulder get wet. Asked about Nigeria. About why she'd come to Seoul. Actually listened to her answers. I'm here for a master's program. International development. 1 year. That's ambitious. That's life. She smiled. Sometimes you have to go far from home to figure out who you are. I understand that more than you know. Something in his voice made her look closer. He had the kind of face that held stories. Quiet intensity. Like still water running deep. They reached her building. He helped carry her suitcases up 3 flights. Thank you, Adaeze said. You didn't have to do all this. I know. But I wanted to. He smiled. Soft. A little shy. Welcome to Seoul, Adaeze Okonkwo. I hope it treats you well. Wait. How do you know my name? He pointed to her suitcase tag. Then held out his hand. I'm Jiho. Park Jiho. I have a studio 2 blocks from here. If you ever get lost again, come find me. What kind of studio? Art. Painting mostly. Abstract work. It's not impressive, but it's mine. I'd love to see it sometime. The words came out before she could stop them. Forward. Interested. Dangerous. Jiho's smile widened. Tomorrow? If you're free, I could show you Hongdae. The real Hongdae. Not the tourist version. Is this how you meet all new arrivals? Rescue them in the rain. Just the ones who look like they're running toward something instead of away from it. He met her eyes. You look like you're running toward something. What if I'm running away? Then you're running away brave. That counts. He left. Adaeze closed her door. Leaned against it. Heart racing. She'd been in Seoul exactly 3 hours and already met someone who made her forget why she'd come here to avoid exactly this. Falling. Feeling. Risking. But Park Jiho had gentle eyes and paint-stained hands, and he looked at her like she was art worth studying. One day. What could one day hurt? Everything. One day would hurt everything. But she didn't know that yet. Tomorrow came bright and clear. Adaeze met Jiho outside his studio at noon. He took her through Hongdae like a love letter. Small cafes where artists gathered. Vintage shops tucked into alleys. Street performers creating magic with nothing but passion. This is my soul, he said. Not the palaces or tourist sites. This. Creation. People making beauty because they have to. You really love it here. I love what it could be. What it is when you look close enough. They stopped at a street artist painting a mural. Vibrant colors blooming across gray concrete. That's what Seoul is to me, Jiho said. Finding color in gray places. Adaeze watched him watch the art. Saw passion light his face. What do you paint? Emotions mostly. Abstract representations of feeling. It's pretentious. But it's honest. I'd like to see them. Really? Really? He took her to his studio. Small. Cramped. Canvases everywhere. And Adaeze stopped breathing. His work was stunning. Raw emotion translated to color and form. Pain and joy and longing rendered in brushstrokes that felt like poetry. Jiho, these are incredible. They're personal. The best art always is. She moved closer to one canvas. Dark blues and grays with a single slash of gold. What's this one? It's called What I'm Looking For. I painted it 6 months ago. Didn't know what the gold was. Just knew it was missing. He stood beside her. Close enough she could smell paint and something clean. Now I think I know. What is it? Hope. Light. Something worth finding. He looked at her. Someone worth finding. The air between them changed. Charged. Dangerous. Adaeze should have stepped back. Should have kept distance. Should have remembered she was leaving in a year. Instead she moved closer. Jiho. I know this is fast. I know we just met. I know this is probably insane. His voice was quiet. Intense. But I feel like I've been waiting for you. Like my whole life has been leading to yesterday. To rain. To you being lost so I could find you. That's crazy. I know. You can leave. I'll understand. But I needed to say it. Needed you to know. You're the gold in my painting. The thing I didn't know I was looking for. Adaeze's heart was hammering. Every logical part of her screamed to run. She'd come to Seoul to focus. To study. To avoid exactly this kind of complication. But sometimes logic loses to something stronger. Show me more, she said. More paintings. More of your soul. More of your world. More of you. His smile could have lit the whole city. I'll show you everything. And he did. For the next month, Jiho showed her everything. Hidden gardens where cherry blossoms bloomed out of season. Rooftop spots where you could see the whole city. Late-night markets where they ate tteokbokki and watched the world move. His favorite bookstore. The jazz club where he went to think. The Han River at dawn. They talked. God, they talked. About dreams and fears and everything in between. Jiho told her about his family. Traditional. Wealthy. Expectations like prison bars. They want me to work in the family business. Banking. Finance. Respectable things. But you want to paint. I want to breathe. Art lets me breathe. Adaeze told him about Lagos. About her family. About her father who died when she was 15. About building herself from grief. I'm the first in my family to get a master's degree, she said. The first to study abroad. The first to imagine something bigger. You're brave. I'm desperate. There's a difference. No. He took her hand. First time touching her intentionally. Bravery and desperation look the same. Both make you do impossible things. But you chose hope. That's brave. They were falling. Both of them. Trying to pretend they weren't. Trying to stay safe. Failing completely. It happened on a Saturday night. Week 6. They'd spent the day at a gallery. Walked along the Han River. Ended up at his studio as rain started again. It was raining when we met, Adaeze said. Maybe rain is our thing. Maybe you're my thing. He said it so simply. Like fact. Like breathing. She turned. Found him closer than expected. Jiho. Tell me to stop. Tell me this is a bad idea. Tell me we should stay friends. His hand came up. Cupped her face. Tell me you don't feel this too. I can't. Why not? Because I feel everything. She kissed him. Finally. After 6 weeks of dancing around it. After 6 weeks of loaded glances and almost touches. After 6 weeks of falling without admitting it. She kissed him. And he responded like she was oxygen. Like he'd been holding his breath for weeks. They barely made it to his small apartment above the studio. Clothes scattered. Barriers dropped. Two people from different worlds finding home in each other. After lying tangled together. Jiho traced patterns on her shoulder. Stay in Seoul. What? After your program. Stay. We'll figure it out. I'll help you find work. Jiho, I have 8 months left. Let's not plan forever when we're still in beginning. This doesn't feel like beginning. He propped himself up. Looked at her with those intense eyes. This feels like always. Like I've known you in past lives. Like this is the relationship all others were preparing me for. You're an artist. You romanticize everything. I'm honest. I see clearly. And I see you. All of you. And I want all of it. Even when I leave? Especially then. Because I'll be waiting. I'll wait as long as it takes for you to come back. That's not fair to you. Let me decide what's fair to me. He kissed her. Soft. Certain. I'm all in, Adaeze. Completely. Terrifyingly. Dangerously. I'm yours if you'll have me. She should have said no. Should have protected them both. Should have remembered this was temporary. Instead, she whispered, I'm yours too. That night changed everything. They stopped pretending. Stopped holding back. Stopped trying to stay casual. Jiho was hers. She was his. For however long they had. If you're already invested, subscribe now. Because this love story is about to get complicated in ways they can't imagine. The next 6 months were perfect. Perfect in that way that feels too good. Like the universe is setting you up. They fell into rhythm. Adaeze studied during the day. Jiho painted. Evenings belonged to them. Exploring Seoul. Cooking together. Learning each other's languages. Jiho taught her Korean. Basic phrases first. Then poetry. Then how to say I love you in 7 different ways. Sarangi is casual, he explained. What you say to friends. Family. What about to me? To you I say saranghabnida. Formal. Respectful. Because my love for you is serious. Teach me more. Dangsanul saranghamnida. I love you, specifically you, formal and certain. And informal? Niamu sarangi. I love you so much. He pulled her close. Jinja sarangi. I really truly love you. Jiho. Pyeongsing sarangi. I'll love you for a lifetime. His voice dropped. That's the one I mean. Lifetime. Not just now. Always. Adaeze learned every variation. Memorized them. Said them back in her accent that made him smile. She taught him Igbo. Ahuru mgi ananya means I love you. Ahura mugi nanya. He repeated. Clumsy. Beautiful. Did I say it right? Perfectly. She kissed him. Say it again. Ahura mugi nanya, Adaeze. Today. Tomorrow. Always. They were building something. Something real. Something that felt like forever. But forever was getting closer to ending. Month 8. For months left. Adaeze tried not to count down. Tried to stay present. Tried to pretend this wasn't temporary. Then Jiho's family found out. It happened fast. His mother saw them together. In Hongdae. Holding hands. Kissing at a crosswalk. Just being them. She called Jiho that night. Adaeze heard the screaming through the phone. Jiho's face went white. He switched to rapid Korean. Arguing. Pleading. Defending. Finally he hung up. What happened? My mother saw us. She's not happy. Because I'm black. Not a question. They'd known this was coming. Had been living in a bubble. Because you're not Korean. Because you're temporary. Because... He stopped. Started again. Because she thinks you'll distract me from family obligations. From their plans for me. What plans? Jiho sat down. Looked defeated. They've arranged something. A marriage. To the daughter of a business partner. It's been planned for years. I've been avoiding it. Ignoring it. Pretending it doesn't exist. Jiho. But now they know about you. And they're moving up the timeline. Forcing the issue. What are you saying? I'm saying I have to go home. Tomorrow. Face them. Fight this. But Adaeze, he grabbed her hands. This doesn't change us. I'll fix this. I'll make them understand. You can't fight your whole family. Watch me. The next day he went home. To Gangnam. To his family's massive house. To a battle Adaeze wasn't sure he could win. She waited. Anxious. Hopeful. Terrified. He called that night. It's bad. How bad? They're threatening to disown me. Cut me off financially. Destroy my studio lease. Make it impossible for me to work in Seoul. His voice cracked. But I don't care. I told them I love you. That I'm not marrying someone I don't know. That they can't control me anymore. What did they say? That I have to choose. You or them. Love or family. Freedom or obligation. Jiho. I choose you. I told them. I choose you. Adaeze felt tears building. You can't. You're family. I can. I am. I choose you every time. Even if it costs you everything? You are everything. 3 days later everything fell apart. Adaeze came back to her apartment. Found it ransacked. Nothing stolen. Just disturbed. A warning. Then the calls started. Unknown numbers. Threats in Korean she could barely understand. Then her program director called her in. Miss Okonkwo, we've received complaints. About your conduct. About relationships with local citizens that are inappropriate. What? Who complained? I can't say. But I'm advising you to be careful. Your visa status is precarious. Any complications could result in deportation. Adaeze left that office shaking. Someone was targeting her. Someone with power. Someone who wanted her gone. She knew who. That night, Jiho came to her apartment. Looking destroyed. My father made calls. To your university. To immigration. He's trying to force you out. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so... Stop. She cupped his face. This isn't your fault. It is. I brought this on you. I should have been more careful. Should have. Should have what? Loved me less? Hidden me? Pretended I don't exist. No. Never. But I should have protected you better. You can't protect me from everything. She kissed him. But we'll figure this out. Together. They tried. God, they tried. Jiho fought his family. Refused to give in. Refused to end things. Adaeze focused on her studies. Tried to ignore the pressure. The threats. The feeling of walls closing in. But love, they were learning, isn't always enough against systems designed to keep people separate. Month 10. 2 months left on her visa. Jiho's family escalated. His studio lease was terminated. His bank accounts frozen. Every gallery that had shown his work suddenly wouldn't return his calls. They were systematically destroying his life. You have to stop, Adaeze said. You have to give in. I can't watch them destroy you. I don't care about the studio. The money. Any of it. You'll care when you have nothing left. I'll have you. Jiho, I'm leaving in 2 months anyway. My program ends. My visa expires. We've always known this was temporary. It doesn't have to be. Marry me. The words dropped like stones. What? Marry me. We'll figure out the visa. You can stay. We'll build something here. Together. Away from my family. Away from their control. Jiho. I love you. I want forever. Why wait? Because forever shouldn't start from desperation. She was crying now. Because I won't let you sacrifice everything for me. Because I love you too much to let you destroy yourself. Then what do? We survived the next 2 months. We love each other completely. And then, don't say it. Then I go home. And you rebuild. And maybe someday. No. He pulled her close. No maybe. No someday. You stay. We fight. We win. We're already losing. Then we lose together. But we don't quit. He kissed her. Desperate. Certain. We don't quit. They didn't quit. But the universe did it for them. 3 weeks before her program ended, Jiho disappeared. One day he was there, planning their future, fighting his family, loving her. The next day gone. Calls went to voicemail. Messages unanswered. His studio was emptied. His apartment locked. No note. No explanation. Nothing. Adaeze searched everywhere. Called hospitals. Police. Friends. No one knew anything. Or no one would say. She went to his family's house. The guard wouldn't let her in. She waited outside for 6 hours. No one came out. Finally a text. From Jiho's number. I'm sorry. This is too hard. I can't do this anymore. Please don't look for me. Goodbye. That was it. 10 months of love. Of promises. Of forever. Ended in one text. Adaeze read it 50 times. Looking for hidden meaning. Finding none. He'd left. Given up. Chosen his family. Chosen the easy path. Chosen anything but her. She finished her program in Adaeze. Packed her apartment. Left Seoul with her heart in pieces. Spent the flight home crying. Spent the next year learning to breathe around the wound. Spent 5 years convincing herself she was over it. Spent 10 years believing the lie. Until today. Until the letter. Until the phone call. Until finding out everything she believed was wrong. Now she stood outside the Tate Modern. 30 minutes from seeing him again. 30 minutes from getting answers. 30 minutes from finding out if 10 years changed anything. Or if some love stories really do wait. The doors opened. She walked inside. 2nd floor. Overlooking the Thames. And there he was. Park Jiho. Older. Different. The same. Waiting for her like he'd been waiting for 10 years. Their eyes met across the gallery. And everything Adaeze had built to protect herself crumbled. Because some people you never stop loving. You just learn to live without them. Until suddenly impossibly you don't have to anymore. If you're hooked in, please subscribe. 'Cause that's the only way you can help us keep creating amazing store. Keep watching. Because this reunion is about to wow you. Jiho looked different. Older, yes. But also lighter. Like something heavy had finally lifted. He wore a simple black sweater. Jeans. His hair longer than she remembered. Gray at the temples. Lines around his eyes. Evidence of 10 years lived without her. Adaeze wanted to run. Wanted to scream. Wanted to hold him. Wanted to hurt him. Wanted everything at once. She walked slowly. Deliberately. Stopped 3 feet away. Close enough to see. Far enough to escape. Adaeze. Her name in his voice. Still accented. Still careful. Still able to unmake her. Jiho. You came. I wasn't sure you would. I almost didn't. But you did. The letter. You said you never left by choice. Explain. You have 1 hour. Not sitting. Not making this comfortable. Just standing. Demanding answers. Jiho nodded. Fair. But please. Sit. Let me tell you everything. They sat on a bench facing the Thames. London stretched before them. Neutral ground. Neither his city nor hers. Perfect for this conversation. That day I disappeared. My father came to me with an ultimatum. Leave Seoul immediately, or they'd have you deported. Not just deported. Blacklisted. Banned from ever returning to Korea. Charges fabricated if necessary. Your career destroyed before it started. Adaeze's breath caught. What? They had the power to do it. Connections in immigration. Money. Influence. I didn't believe them at first. Then they showed me documents. Orders already prepared. One signature away from ruining your life. So you left to protect me. I left because they gave me 2 hours. Pack. Write a letter. Get on a plane to New York. Their company has an office there. They transferred me. Exiled me. Made sure I couldn't come back. Couldn't contact you. Couldn't explain. The text. I didn't send it. My father did. From my phone. Before they took it. Before they put me on that plane. I didn't see your messages for 3 days. By then you were gone. Jiho's voice cracked. I tried to call. Your number was disconnected. I tried email. They bounced. I tried finding you through your university. They said you graduated and they couldn't release information. I changed everything. Deleted everything. I thought you abandoned me. I know. I would have thought the same. He pulled out a worn envelope. I wrote this letter the day I left. Gave it to a friend. Asked him to mail it to your Lagos address. He promised. But he died 2 years later. His family found the letter last month while cleaning his apartment. Finally mailed it. Adaeze took the envelope. The one she'd received yesterday. 10 years late. 10 years late. Silence. Heavy. Loaded. Adaeze didn't know what to feel. Rage that his family did this. Relief he didn't abandon her. Grief for 10 years lost. You could have tried harder. Her voice was quiet. Dangerous. You could have found a way. I did try harder. For 8 years I tried everything. Private investigators. Social media. International directories. But Adaeze Okonkwo is a common name. And you'd moved from Lagos. No trace. No trail. Nothing. I moved to London 4 years ago. I know. I finally found you 6 months ago. Through a mutual friend. Someone from Seoul who knew both of us. 6 months ago. She laughed bitterly. You've known where I am for 6 months and you're just contacting me now? I needed to be ready. Ready for what? For you to hate me. For this to be over. For finding out you'd moved on completely and I was too late. Were you? She finally looked at him. Too late. Jiho held her gaze. I don't know. Tell me. Are you married? In love? Happy? Did you build a life that doesn't have room for me? Why does it matter? Because if you're happy, I'll walk away. I'll disappear again. I'll let you keep your peace. And if I'm not happy, then I'll fight. I'll fight like I should have fought 10 years ago. I'll fight until you believe that every day without you has been dying. That I've loved you through every minute. That I've never stopped. Adaeze felt tears building. You don't get to do this. You don't get to show up after 10 years and say beautiful things and expect me to just... I don't expect anything. I'm just telling the truth. The truth is you left. However noble the reason, you left. And I survived. I built a life. I learned to exist without you. Did you love anyone else? The question hung between them. Adaeze wanted to lie. Wanted to say yes. Wanted to hurt him like she'd been hurt. But she'd never been good at lying. I tried. I dated. I even got engaged once. Once. He was nice. British. Stable. Everything you weren't. What happened? I called it off 3 days before the wedding. Why? Because I was about to marry him, and I still couldn't stop comparing him to you. Still couldn't imagine forever with anyone else. Still couldn't let you go. She was crying now. Because apparently I'm pathetic. Because apparently 10 years isn't long enough to forget you. Jiho moved closer. Careful. Asking permission with his eyes. You're not pathetic. You're loyal. You're constant. You're stuck. I'm stuck. Then let me unstick you. Let me prove I'm worth waiting 10 years for. Let me show you I never stopped loving you. How? How do you prove that? However long it takes. However hard I have to fight. Whatever you need me to do. Adaeze stood up. Needed distance. Needed air. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can open that door again. Then don't. Not yet. Jiho stood too. Give me time. Let me earn my way back. Let me show you I've changed. That I'm not the boy who let his family control him. I'm a man now. A man who knows what he wants. What he'll fight for. Who he'll fight for. What do you want from me right now? Coffee. Tomorrow. Or next week. Or next month. Whenever you're ready. Just don't disappear again. Don't cut me out. Give me a chance to be in your life. Even as a friend. Even from a distance. Just don't shut the door completely. She looked at him. Really looked. Saw sincerity. Saw pain. Saw 10 years of loss written across his face. One coffee. That's all I can promise. That's enough. His smile was soft. One coffee is more than I deserve. Yes, it is. She started to walk away. Stopped. Jiho. Yes. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you didn't abandon me by choice. I'm glad. Her voice broke. I'm glad I don't have to hate you anymore. Does that mean? It means one coffee. Don't read into it. She left. Walked out of the Tate. Into London's grey afternoon. Feeling everything and nothing. Jiho had found her. After 10 years. After impossible odds. After every reason it should be over. He'd found her. And now she had to decide what that meant. If 10 years changed everything or nothing. If love could survive that kind of absence. If she was brave enough to risk her heart again. She didn't have answers. Just questions. Just fear. Just the faintest whisper of hope that maybe possibly some love stories really do wait. Tomorrow. One coffee. That's where they'd start. The question was, where would they end? Subscribe because this story is nowhere near finished. Reunions are just beginnings dressed as endings. 3 days later, they met at a small cafe in Shoreditch. Neutral ground again. Adaeze arrived first. Ordered tea. Waited. Jiho came exactly on time. Carrying a portfolio. What's that? Adaeze asked. My decade. In paintings. He sat across from her. Set the portfolio on the table. I couldn't find you. So I painted you. Every day. Every memory. Every moment I wanted to share with you. This is what I've been doing for 10 years. Jiho. You don't have to look now. Or ever. But I need you to know you've been with me. Always. In every brushstroke. He ordered coffee. They sat in awkward silence. 10 years of separation doesn't dissolve in 3 days. Tell me about London, Jiho finally said. What brought you here? Work. I got a position with an NGO. International Development. Refugee Resettlement. That suits you. Helping people. I try. What about you? What happened after New York? I worked in my father's company for 4 years. Banking. Finance. Everything I hated. Then my mother died. Heart attack. Sudden. And something broke in my father. He released me. Told me to live my own life. That holding me prisoner wouldn't bring her back. I'm sorry about your mother. She was complicated. But she was my mother. He sipped his coffee. I moved to Paris. Opened a gallery. Started painting again. Made a name for myself. Built the life I wanted. Just missing the person I wanted to build it with. You built a successful life. That's good. It's empty. He looked at her directly. Everything I achieved, every success, every moment that should have felt like winning, it felt hollow. Because you weren't there to share it. That's not fair. What isn't? Putting that on me. I'm not responsible for your happiness. You're right. You're not. I'm responsible for mine. But I'm also honest about what makes me happy. And it's you. It's always been you. Adaeze set down her tea. We can't just pick up where we left off. Too much time has passed. We're different people. Good. I don't want to pick up where we left off. I want to start new. Get to know who you are now. Let you know who I am now. Build something new from who we've become. And if we don't fit anymore, then at least we'll know. At least we won't spend another 10 years wondering. He had a point. Adaeze hated that he had a point. Okay. Tell me. Who is Park Jiho now? Who did you become in 10 years? I became someone who knows the cost of silence. Who fights instead of running. Who chooses love over fear every time. He leaned forward. I became someone worthy of you. Or I'm trying to be. Every day. That's a lot of growth. It was a lot of pain. Pain teaches faster than comfort. What about your family? Your father. We have a truce. He respects my choices now. Funds my gallery. We talk twice a year. It's not love. But it's peace. And the arranged marriage? I refused. Completely. Immediately. That woman married someone else 8 years ago. Has 3 children. Is happy. As she should be. Silence again. But different this time. Less heavy. More thoughtful. Tell me about you, Jiho said. What did 10 years do to Adaeze Okonkwo? Made her careful. Made her guarded. Made her good at protecting herself. And now? Now she's sitting across from the man who broke her heart and wondering if she's brave enough to risk it again. Are you? Adaeze looked at him. Really looked. Saw sincerity. Saw change. Saw the boy she'd loved grown into someone more. I don't know yet. That's okay. Take your time. I'll wait. I'm good at waiting. 10 years good. Forever good. They talked for 3 hours. About everything. About nothing. About work and art and life. About what they'd learned in 10 years apart. About who they'd become. And slowly, carefully, Adaeze felt something shift. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But possibility. The possibility that maybe, just maybe, some things were worth a second chance. When they left the cafe, Jiho walked her to the tube station. Can I see you again? He asked. Maybe. I'll take maybe. Jiho. Yes. Thank you for not giving up. For finding me. For trying. Thank you for giving me this chance. I won't waste it. He left. Adaeze watched him go. Felt something unfamiliar. Hope. Dangerous. Fragile. But real. Maybe this was how second chances began. Not with fireworks. Not with certainty. Just with one coffee. One conversation. One small step toward believing again. She pulled out her phone. Texted him. Next week. Same place. But bring your paintings. I want to see what you painted. His response came immediately. They're all you. Every single one. I hope you're ready. She wasn't ready. Not even close. But she was willing to try. And sometimes willing was enough. Keep watching. Because what comes next will test everything they think they've rebuilt. The next week, Jiho brought the paintings. They met at her apartment. First time he'd been in her private space. The intimacy felt huge. He laid them out. One by one. And Adaeze's breath stopped. He hadn't been exaggerating. Every painting was her. Her face. Her smile. Her tears. Her in Seoul. Her in Lagos. Her in places she'd never been but he'd imagined her. Abstract. Beautiful. Heartbreaking. This one is the day after you left Seoul. Jiho pointed to a canvas of shattered blue glass and gold fragments. I was broken. But I knew you were still out there. The gold is hope. And this. Adaeze pointed to another. Dark reds and blacks. Year 3. The anger phase. I was furious. At my family. At the universe. At myself for losing you. He moved to another. Softer colors. Pastels and light. Year 7. Acceptance. I'd stopped searching actively. Started trying to live. But you were still there. In every sunrise. Jiho, these are. She couldn't find words. They're love letters. Every one. To you. For you. About you. He looked vulnerable. Raw. This is what you meant to me. What you still mean. Adaeze touched one canvas. Her fingers trembling. You really never stopped. I couldn't. I tried. God, I tried. I dated. I told myself to move on. But nothing worked. No one compared. No one fit. It was always you. She turned to face him. What do you want, Jiho? Really want? Because I need to know before this goes any further. I want another chance. I want to date you properly. I want to show you who I am now. I want to earn your trust again. And eventually, if you'll let me, I want forever. That's a lot. I know. So let's start small. Let's start with dinner. This Friday. Let me cook for you. Let me show you I remember everything you loved. You cook now. I learned. Spent 5 years in Paris. They take food seriously. I took it seriously because you always loved when I tried to cook for you in Seoul. You were terrible at cooking. I'm better now. Trust me. That's what this all comes down to, isn't it? Trust. Yes. He stepped closer. Do you think you can trust me again? Ever? Adaeze wanted to say no. Wanted to protect herself. Wanted to keep walls up. But walls were exhausting. and she was tired of hiding. I can try. I can't promise it'll be easy, or that I won't freak out, or that I won't remember 10 years of hurt and run. I'll take it. I'll take all of it. Your fear, your anger, your hurt, all of it. As long as I get chances to prove I'm staying. Friday, dinner. Your place. You'll come to my place? Don't make it weird. Too late. Everything about us is weird. Beautiful, but weird. He smiled. And God help her, Adaeze smiled back. This was happening. She was letting him in. She was risking everything again. She was choosing hope over safety. Friday came too fast. Adaeze stood outside Jiho's apartment in Notting Hill. Nice neighborhood. He'd done well for himself. She knocked. He answered immediately, wearing a simple black shirt, jeans, barefoot, looking nervous. You came. I said I would. You could have changed your mind. I still might. She stepped inside. His apartment was gorgeous. Minimalist. Clean lines. Art everywhere. His and others. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Light pouring in. This is beautiful. It's empty. Was empty. Until now. He gestured to the dinner table. Set for two. Candles. Flowers. Effort. I made jollof rice. Don't laugh. I watched 17 YouTube videos. Called 3 Nigerian aunties who had food stalls in Paris. I think I got it right. Adaeze's eyes filled with tears. You made jollof rice. I remembered it was your favorite. You used to say you missed it every day in Seoul. So I learned. Took me 2 years to get it right. But I did it. For you. For this moment. She tasted it. Perfect. Actually perfect. Jiho, this is good. This is exactly right. This is home. Good. He sat across from her. I want to be home for you. Whatever that means. However long it takes. They ate. Talked. Laughed. Fell into rhythm like 10 years hadn't passed. Like they'd just seen each other yesterday. Adaeze felt defenses crumbling. Felt herself falling again. Felt dangerous hope building. I'm scared, she admitted over dessert. Of what? Of this. Of us. Of letting you in and having you leave again. I won't leave. You can't promise that. Life happens. Things change. People leave. You're right. I can't control life. But I can control my choices. And I choose you. Every time. Every scenario. Every possibility. You. What if we don't work? What if 10 years changed us too much? Then we'll change together. We'll adapt. We'll figure it out. He reached across the table. Took her hand. But we won't know unless we try. Really try. Not just coffee. Not just dinner. Try. Together. Adaeze looked at their joined hands. Felt electricity. Felt rightness. Felt terror and hope in equal measure. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's try. Let's really try. But slowly. I need slowly. I can do slowly. I can do whatever you need. And if it gets hard, then we fight through it. Together. And if I can't let go of the hurt, then I'll help you carry it. Until you can. Adaeze stood up. Walked around the table. He stood too. She looked up at him. This man. This impossible, wonderful, infuriating man who'd loved her through a decade apart. Kiss me. Adaeze. Kiss me. I need to know if it's still there. If it's real. If 10 years killed it or if. He kissed her. Soft. Careful. Reverent. Like she was precious. Like she might break. She responded. Harder. Demanding. Proving she wouldn't break. Proving she was all in. Proving that 10 years didn't kill anything. It just made everything stronger. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Jiho rested his forehead against hers. I love you. I never stopped. I never will. I love you too. I'm terrified to say it, but I do. I love you. Then let's be terrified together. Okay. Okay. They stood there. In his London apartment. 2 people who'd survived a decade apart. 2 people choosing to try again. 2 people proving that some love stories don't end. They just wait. For the right moment. The right courage. The right second chance. This was their second chance. And they weren't going to waste it. If you've been waiting for the happy part, this is it. But don't get comfortable, because love isn't linear, and their story still has complications coming. 3 months passed. 3 months of dating, of rebuilding, of learning each other again. They were careful, both of them, testing boundaries, building trust, not rushing even though every cell screamed to rush. Jiho showed her his world. His gallery in Paris. They took a weekend trip. His art studio in London. The life he'd built without her. Adaeze showed him her world. Her work with refugees. The Nigerian community she'd found in London. Her friends who'd helped her survive. They were building something new. Something stronger than before. But the past had a way of showing up uninvited. It happened on a Tuesday. Adaeze got a call from Lagos. Her mother. Ada, come home. Your sister is getting married. Family needs you here. Mama, I can't just leave work. 2 weeks. That's all. For family. For your sister. 2 weeks in Lagos. Away from Jiho. Away from their fragile new beginning. She told him that night. I have to go to Nigeria. My sister's wedding. Okay. When? Next week. For 2 weeks. I'll come with you. Adaeze froze. What? I'll come. Meet your family. See where you're from. Be there for you. Jiho, that's. What? Crazy. Moving too fast. Yes. Both. All of it. Or it's exactly right. You met my family 10 years ago. Terrible as that was. Let me meet yours. Let me show them I'm serious about you. About us. My family will eat you alive. Nigerian families don't play. They'll ask a million questions. They'll test you. I can handle it. I want to handle it. Please. Let me come. Adaeze wanted to say no. Wanted to protect him. Wanted to keep these worlds separate. But separation hadn't worked before. Maybe integration was the answer. Okay. But don't say I didn't warn you. Warned and willing. Let's do this. 1 week later they landed in Lagos. Murtala Muhammad Airport. Heat hit them like a wall. Noise. Chaos. Life at full volume. Jiho looked overwhelmed. Adaeze laughed. Welcome to Nigeria. It's a lot. It's amazing. He grabbed her hand. This is where you're from. Where you were made. I want to know it all. They took a taxi to her family's house in Surulere. Modest. Warm. Full of people. Her mother met them at the door. Looked Jiho up and down. So this is the Korean man who broke your heart. Mama. What? It's true. You came home crying 10 years ago. Now he's here. I want to know why. She turned to Jiho. Why are you here? Jiho stepped forward. Brave. I'm here because I love your daughter. Because I made mistakes 10 years ago that cost us time. Because I'm trying to earn a second chance. And because I want your blessing to be part of her life. Mama studied him. You speak well. But words are easy. Actions matter. We'll see. The next 2 weeks were chaos. Beautiful chaos. Wedding preparations. Family everywhere. Questions about everything. Jiho handled it perfectly. He helped cook. Learned to pound yam. Played with Adeeze's nieces and nephews. Spoke basic Igbo he'd been secretly learning. Won over her aunties by asking for their recipes. Her uncles by drinking palm wine and asking about Nigerian politics. But the real test came 3 days before the wedding. Adeeze's father was dead. But her uncle, her father's brother, stood in his place. Uncle Emeka pulled Jiho aside. Walk with me. They walked through the neighborhood. Silent. Finally Uncle spoke. Ada told me what happened. 10 years ago. Your family. The separation. Yes, sir. She also told me you found her again. Fought your way back. Yes, sir. Why? Why not move on? Find someone easier? Less complicated. Jiho stopped walking. Because love doesn't choose easy. Love chooses real. And Adaeze is the most real thing I've ever known. She's worth every complication. Every difficulty. Every moment of the past 10 years searching. Uncle nodded. You hurt her once. I know. I'll regret it forever. Will you hurt her again? Not by choice. But I'm human. I'll make mistakes. Smaller ones. Fixable ones. And I'll spend every day trying to be worthy of her forgiveness. Good answer. Uncle smiled. You're smarter than you look. Is that approval? That's a warning. You hurt my niece again, Korean or not, I'll find you. Understand. Understood. And respected. They walked back. Uncle Emeka pulled Adaeze aside later. He's good, this one. Keep him. You approve. I approve. Your father would approve too. He loved you. Wanted you happy. This man makes you happy. I see it in your eyes. Adaeze hugged her uncle. Felt tears building. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just be happy. Life is too short for anything else. The wedding was beautiful. Traditional. Loud. Perfect. Adaeze wore traditional attire. Jiho wore agbada, Nigerian men's formal wear. He looked ridiculous and gorgeous. You're wearing my culture, she whispered. I'm honoring your culture. There's a difference. Plus, this outfit is extremely comfortable. I'm buying 10 of these. They danced, laughed, celebrated family, and Adaeze realized something. Jiho fit. In Lagos. With her family. In her world. He didn't try to change it or control it. He embraced it. Learned it. Loved it. That night, lying in her childhood bedroom, she felt complete. I could get used to this, Jiho said. Used to what? Us. Together. In every part of our lives. Not just London. Everywhere. Nigeria. Korea. Paris. Wherever. That's a big dream. I'm good at big dreams. They're the only ones worth having. What if we can't make it work? Different continents. Different lives. Then we make new lives. Together. Or we compromise. I'll split time. You'll split time. We'll figure it out. You make it sound easy. It won't be easy. But it'll be worth it. Adaeze rolled over. Looked at him in the darkness. I'm all in, Jiho. Completely. Terrifyingly. I'm all in. Say that again. I'm all in. I choose you. I choose us. I choose this complication over any easy thing. I choose, he kissed her. Cut off her words with certainty. When they broke apart, both smiling, he whispered. Pyeongsing Sarangi. I'll love you for a lifetime. Remember? I told you that 10 years ago. Ahuru Mgi Ananya. I love you. I never really stopped. They fell asleep tangled together. In Lagos. In her childhood home. With her family sleeping in the next room. And it felt perfect. Like all the pieces had finally found their places. Like 10 years of separation had led them exactly where they needed to be. Strong enough. Sure enough. Ready enough. For forever. The next morning, Jiho asked her something over breakfast. Move in with me. What? In London. Move in. Let's stop pretending we're taking this slow. Let's actually build something. Together. Properly. That's a big step. We've already taken bigger ones. We survived a decade apart. Living together should be easy. Nothing about us is easy. Good. Easy is boring. He took her hand. Move in with me. Let's wake up together every day. Let's build a life. A real one. Not just dates in separate apartments. Real. Adaeze felt fear and excitement warring. Fear was losing. Okay. 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 I'll move in. Let's do this. Let's really do this. Really. Really. Adaeze Okonkwo. You just made me the happiest man alive. Good. Don't forget it when I drive you crazy with all my stuff. I can't wait to be driven crazy by you. They flew back to London 3 days later. Started packing her apartment immediately. 2 months later they were fully moved in. Combining lives. Combining stuff. Combining everything. It was messy. And hard. Imperfect. They fought about closet space. About dishes. About whose art went where. Normal fights. Healthy fights. The kind couples who are building something real have. And slowly, carefully they built it. A life. Together. True. Real. Unbreakable. 6 months after moving in, Jiho disappeared for 3 days. Adaeze tried not to panic. Tried not to relive 10 years ago. Tried to trust. He came back with bags. Exhausted. Happy. Where were you? Korea. I had to handle something. For 3 days? Without telling me. I'm sorry. It was important. And time-sensitive. And I needed it to be a surprise. What surprise? He pulled out documents. Plane tickets. 2 weeks in Seoul. You and me. I want to show you our city again. The places we went. The places we didn't get to see. Our story. Properly finished. Adaeze's eyes filled. Jiho. I know Seoul hurt you. I know it's where we lost each other. But it's also where we found each other. And I want to reclaim it. With you. Rewrite the memories. Make new ones. When? Next month. My gallery is having an exhibition. 10 years all my paintings of you. I want you there. By my side. Properly. Publicly. Proudly. You're exhibiting those paintings? With your permission. They're love letters. To you. I want the world to see what loving you looks like. What waiting looks like. What never giving up looks like. That's. She couldn't find words. That's everything. Is that a yes? That's a yes to everything. Seoul. The exhibition. All of it. Yes. 1 month later they landed in Seoul. The city had changed. Grown. Modernized. But bones were the same. Hongdae still hummed with creativity. The Han River still flowed. Their story still lived in these streets. Jiho took her everywhere. His old studio, now a cafe. Her old apartment, new tenants but same building. The places they'd walked. Talked. Fallen in love. This is where I first saw you, he said at the spot where they'd met. Rain. Suitcases. Looking lost. I was lost. Not anymore. The exhibition opening was packed. Critics. Collectors. Art lovers. All staring at paintings of Adaeze. Her face. Her story. Their love. It should have felt invasive. Instead, it felt like vindication. Jiho stood at the center. Gave a speech. 10 years ago, I met a woman in the rain. I fell in love immediately. Completely. Then I lost her. For a decade I painted her. Remembered her. Waited for her. These paintings are my decade. My waiting. My love. And the miracle is, he looked at Adaeze. She waited too. She found me again. Or I found her. It doesn't matter. What matters is we're here. Together. Proof that some love stories don't end. They just wait for the right moment to continue. The crowd applauded. Adaeze cried. That night, Jiho took her to Namsan Tower, where couples left locks. Symbols of eternal love. He pulled out a lock. Their names engraved. I bought this 10 years ago. Never used it. Was waiting for you. They locked it to the fence. Threw away the key. Symbolically binding themselves. Forever. Adaeze asked. Forever. Jiho pulled out a ring. Simple. Beautiful. Perfect. Marry me. For real this time. No urgency. No desperation. Just choice. Choose me. Choose us. Choose forever. Adaeze looked at the ring. At him. At Seoul spread below them. 10 years collapsed into this moment. Yes. 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 I'll marry you. I'll choose you. I'll choose forever. I'll choose everything. He slipped the ring on. Kissed her. Seoul's lights witnessed. The city where they met. Where they fell in love. Where they lost each other. Where they found each other again. Their city. Their story. Their forever. 1 year later they married. 2 ceremonies. One in Lagos. Nigerian traditions. Family. Joy. Chaos. One in Seoul. Korean traditions. Respect. Beauty. Unity. Combining worlds. Combining cultures. Combining 2 people who'd survived a decade apart. Their vows were simple. Adaeze went first. I vow to choose you every day. Even on hard days. Especially on hard days. I vow to love you through distance and time. Through misunderstanding and hurt. Through everything. Because you waited for me. Now I'll wait for you. Forever. Jiho's vows were wet with tears. I vow to never let you go again. To fight for us always. To choose love over fear. To honor your family. Your culture. Your world. To build our world together. To be worthy of the decade you waited. To be worthy of the life you're giving me. I vow to love you. Pyeongsing. For a lifetime. Beyond a lifetime. Forever. They kissed as husband and wife. Two people, two continents, two worlds, one love, strong enough to survive anything. They moved between London and Seoul, split their time, built galleries in both cities, featured African and Korean artists, building bridges, creating dialogue, living their values. Adaeze continued her refugee work. Jiho painted. They built a life of meaning, of purpose, of love. 5 years after reuniting, they had their first child, a daughter, named her Seoji, combination of Seo-yeon, his lost daughter, and Ji-hoon, his name, honoring the past, building the future. 10 years after reuniting, sitting on their balcony in Seoul, watching the sunset, Adaeze turned to Jiho. Was it worth it? The 10 years apart? The pain? All of it. Jiho pulled her close. Every second. Because it made us ready. Made us strong enough. Made us sure enough. We couldn't have built this at 26. We needed the decade. Needed the growth. Needed the journey. That's a very positive spin on trauma. That's survival. Finding meaning in the hard things. I love you. Ahuru Mgi. I learned more Igbo. I can say it properly now. Say it. Ahuru Mgi Adaeze. I love you. Today. Tomorrow. All the tomorrows we have. They sat in comfortable silence. Two people who'd found each other. Lost each other. Found each other again. Proving that some love stories are worth waiting for. Worth fighting for. Worth surviving a decade apart for. The letter that arrived 10 years late had changed everything. Opened a door that seemed permanently closed. Given them a second chance. And they'd taken it. With both hands. With courage. With hope. With love. Their story wasn't perfect. It was messy. Complicated. Hard one. But it was theirs. Built on truth. On choice. On refusing to give up. On believing that love, real love, doesn't quit. It just waits. For the right moment. The right courage. The right miracle. Park Jiho and Adaeze Okonkwo were each other's miracle. And they never forgot it. Not for a single day. Not through arguments or distance or the normal challenges of marriage. They remembered what they'd survived to be together. And that memory kept them grateful. Kept them fighting. Kept them choosing each other. Every single day. For the rest of their lives. The lesson? Love doesn't end when people separate. It waits. Patiently. Persistently. Perfectly. Waiting for the moment two people are brave enough. Strong enough. Ready enough. To try again. To choose again. To love again. Some people get that chance. Some people waste it. Park Jiho and Adaeze Okonkwo didn't waste it. They honored it. They built from it. They created something beautiful from the wreckage. And they lived happily. Not perfectly. Not easily. But completely. Wholly. Forever. That's the real magic. Not that they found each other again. But that they chose to keep finding each other. Every day. Every moment. Every chance they got. That's love. The real kind. The kind that survives. The kind that waits. The kind that wins. If you made it to the end, drop I enjoyed every bit in the comments. Tell me, would you wait 10 years for love? Because this story proves some things are worth waiting for. Subscribe for more Afro-Korean love stories that will wreck you emotionally and put you back together. This is what we do here. This is what love looks like when it refuses to quit. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for subscribing.